Hi fellas, Nice back here again. This time we're going to have a quick inbox review, well quick, it could take a while, of this kit. Okay, so this is Hobby Boss's SU-27 flank relay, as it says on there. It's a lovely big box, and yeah, so let's delve straight into it and have a look. So here we are, fellas. As you can see, I can't even get everything on the desk at the moment underneath my camera. So what we'll do, we'll open it up, I'll show you what's in, I'll open the bags, and then we'll go through the bags one by one and all that good stuff. So that's the top and bottom of the fuselage on its own separate little thing over there. And we have all separate bags, a nice big bag of weapons, control surfaces, pylons, yeah, whatever that is, we'll look at that. Might be the wheel well, the intakes, some other bits, lovely looking nose cone, instructions, more sprues, clear parts, decals, a little bit of photo etch, and some tyres. So, just 2 minutes, guys. I'm going to open this up so we can have a proper look. Right, fellas, so that's everything took out the bags, and also we'll start with the instructions and we'll work our way through. So, this is my first Hobby Boss kit, and so this is going to be, it's all new for me and what have you. So there we are, instruction, nice A4 instruction manual with all the instructions and the gumph. No write up on the actual machine itself. Right, so first couple of pages we're looking at the sprue map. It doesn't say whether parts are not needed or not, but yeah, plenty to be going on with. So into part one, and also we start with the cockpit, as with most aircraft. What we have to watch out for is these H12, which is Mr. Hobby Aquarius. That is the incorrect colour. It's more like an XF66 or a bluey grey type colour. But as I'm going through the build, I will point that out and what have you. Also, there's some nice detail on the seat with some moulded on actual straps. Some detail on the cockpit sidewalls, which are separate parts as well. Then we move on to the wheel with the fog cover and the rubber tyres going on. So again, looks like some nice detail. It will need to be a fairly sturdy undercarriage, because we're going to probably need quite a bit of weight in this. The main undercarriage down here again looks fairly sturdy with a cap that goes on there. And then on to the upper fuselage where the cockpit tub just slots in. Air brake on the back. We move down onto the front wheel well. Again with some nice detail by the looks of it. Some mid-range cans and engine and compressor fans and what have you. And then on to pouring the hood in there, and then joining the two together. The vertical stabilizers with the control surfaces going on to the model itself. The two options for the nozzles open or close. I always prefer the open, if I must admit. And the stabilisers I'd probably leave off until it's painted. I'll see how the fit is, and then it might just slot on. Same with the tailplanes, slot in once he's finished. Some leading wing slats, so that cover nicely that gap there, that join line. Moving on to step 7, looking at the air intakes with the grate, so that can be deflected to stop when it's on the ground, take it off or whatever, FOD going into the air takes. With the ventral fin, and put the air intakes on. Oh, excuse me, I'm full of cold. And then we've got the 2 cut undercarriage going in, and then all the little bits and bobs all over it. There is no indication of any sort of weight going there. And then we've got the canopy going on. The air brake up. I will probably model it up. Pylons going on all the hard positions. The step 11 is onto the missiles or weapons loadout. To be quite honest, I will probably look at building these to start with before I start the cockpit. Because if I build them further along, it seems more like a chore and a rush to get them ready. So if you build them to start with, they can be ready for priming and painting as you're priming and painting everything else. And then we move on to step 12. Some more of the actual weapons, and then the loadout point out there. So all in all, 13 steps. Okay, so for a fairly big model, it seems a fairly easy kit. So moving on to the paint instructions. Marking guide is Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master, Tamiya and Humbrol. It's like quite a nice one that, with the green red 83, the green nose and the 3-tone blue on there. Yeah, I like that one. And then we've got red 36. Again, yeah, nice marking. Personally, I think I'll probably go for that with the green. I think the green's quite striking on that, as opposed to the grey. Yeah, so if I potentially, it'll be that one. But again, nice colour markouts. And then we've got one for the weapons loadout as well. With all the decals and the markings and all that sort of stuff. We'll do the decals at the end. So that's the instructions and the paint guides. And then we move on to the actual aircraft itself. Right, these came protected on the front of the end, which is a nice feature. So we'll just move that out of the way. Nice top and bottom way of joining it, with just little bits on the wing to protect the lightning, whatever they are. I don't know what they're called. But looking at it straight off, there's some lovely detail. Ignore that. That's just like a pin mark where it actually got poured into the mould. That could be easily dealt with. But the rivet detail on here, lovely and crisp all along there. Little bit detail in the cockpit area. Also that bar coming out, onto the cannon. Don't know whether there's any detail for the cannon or not. Grills. Some lovely, lovely detail all over this. And this is going to be a big aircraft. It's going to be over 40 centimetres long. Okay. Some nice strengthening places. So, really impressed with that to start with. Onto the bottom of the fuselage. Again, some really nice detail all along. Bits of detail in the wheel bays, rivets on the wing. Some lovely, lovely detail on there. Right, so next, start on the first of many sprues. And these are the vertical stabilizers. Again, some lovely, lovely detail on there. Bear in mind, guys, this is a £30 kit. That's how much I paid for this kit. Yes, it can be more expensive in places, but shop around and you should be able to find it for the price I did. So some nice detail on there. On to some of the cockpit detail. Again, more than adequate. Some nice detail on there with the floor. Only thing that might lay it down are these nozzles. But once we've got some metallizer on there and buffed up, it should look really, really nice. Yeah, some lovely detail all round on the ventral fins, belly fins, or whatever you want to call them. So the wheel hubs, control surfaces, again, that's some lovely detail. Yep. Very nice. Then we've got the grills for the intakes themselves. Again, with the grills. That's probably the only downside. You can't really model those open. But other than that, some really, really nice detail. I'm really impressed so far. So some more control surfaces, again with the lovely riveting. Moving on to the nose wheel. So that's the inside of the wheel bay door. Some lovely raised detail, some nice detail on the actual leg itself, the FOD cover, and in the nose wheel. The seats up next. Very basic seat, by the looks of it. Problem I'm going to have, I am not going to be able to sand them off properly to add old seat belts because of the ribbon on there. Now, I'm pretty sure you can get aftermarket seats for this, but I think once done and painted up, that might look okay. I'll have to have a think about it. I'll have a better understanding what it looks like once it's primed. But that could be the only weak spot of this kit so far. There we are, some more control surfaces. Oh, there's some, look at that detail. Can you see it? In there. For the main, for the nose wheel. So this is some of the undercarriage. Again. Part of the nose wheel. Sidewalls. Some lovely, lovely detail. And the instrument panel. Very nice. That's the older version. It's the newer version. I don't know which one it calls out because there are multiple marks of this kit out. And then we move on to the weapons. So 2 of each of these, all one moulding for the pylons. Again, some really, really nice detail. Yep. Okay, again, 2 for this one. Moulded in 2 halves, but again, even on the weapons, detail, rivets. These painted white, we'll wash on. These are going to be fantastic. Really, really impressed. Alright, and then we move on to the nose. A little seam mark, but other than that, no, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Lovely. And that'll get filled with some lead shot, or not lead shot. I'll show you what I use when we come to build it. Alright. Next we've got the clear parts. I'll just move some of these bits out of the way. Bear with me 2 minutes, guys. We have a little bit of photo etch for, I don't know, maybe mirrors or something. Then we've got the clear parts, all the lights and all that sort of stuff. And again, really impressed. Major downside with this is the seam. Get that sanded off, and then with some toothpaste get it polished up again. Well, I should be able to anyway, but we'll have a look at that when we come to it. But don't want to get that damaged. Put it over there. And a first for me, some rubber wheels. Now, I don't know whether they'll paint or what, but we'll look at that. But they're free rubber wheels. So then moving on to the decals. Right, so starting with the actual markings. Don't know who prints them, whether it's Hogarth themselves. Again, I've never used it. They look a bit shiny. I might have to trim down the carrier film to cover a little bit too much in places. As you can see, you can just see on, let's put that down. Right, if I tilt it that way, can you just see how the carrier film, and then it's not So it's not quite centralised onto the carrier film. Does that affect any of it? I can't see it at the moment on there. That's the only downside. So with some of these, like I say, they should be okay. But some of them, especially the numbers, might have to try and cut these out a bit better. Okay. And then onto the stencil data. They're a bit better, they're a bit straighter. Decals for the instrument panel, they won't be used, but you can use those as a guide. Okay, you've got your very own reference there for your cockpit. Yeah. So, just 2 minutes, guys. So, fellas, final thoughts on this Hobby Boss SU-27 flanker early. Really nice detail, really nice kit. The main fit issue obviously is going to be how it goes together, and to my eye it looks like it's going to fit together lovely. So that's one of the major pluses with this kit and these types of kit. There is no wing joint to worry about, no half to put down around the side where it's a lot easier to get rid of. It's a lot less noticeable when it's like that. I built an F-16 like that, and it just seems to work better. Okay, yes, I know they can't do it for every aircraft, but it is still a big plus. Another big plus is the weapons. Okay, I've heard that with Hobby Boss, you buy a kit, you get the weapons, so you get enough weapons for that kit and potentially others as well. So it's like a generic one, but that's a good thing because it means you don't have to go get aftermarket weapons. You can load it out. You don't have to worry about, filling in holes or just putting pylons on there with nothing on and what have you. So that's a good thing. Downsides, the canopy. I mean, it's not a major downside, but it could be for somebody that don't know, is not that comfortable. They might think, oh, this kit's really easy to build, which it potentially could be. But then you've got to get rid of that seam line, which I'm going to potentially try and show you how to deal with it. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be able to. I've got polishes aplenty. I've got some quite high grit sandpaper and what have you. I haven't got the polishing compound, but I'm going to use toothpaste. Now, toothpaste you can use. I've got some not old toothpaste. We've got some cheap toothpaste that I'm going to try and use, see if it will work with it. It might not. I might have to wipe it off and start again. It's not a problem. But we're going to have a look at it. So this will be a new build series starting soon. Okay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you will stick around and watch for the first update, which I don't know when it'll be. Okay, is when I start building this kit. Alright guys, so bye for now, take care, see you later.